Yes, my name is Patrick, and today we're going to be doing our lesson on parts of the sail. So here we have our sailboat. Now, who can tell me which part of it is the sail?
Top part.
This top part, this big part. I made it nice and big so that we could label it. We're going to be, by the end of this lesson, the idea is so that you can consistently name parts of the sail, parts of the mast, the boom, stuff like that, just sort of to be able to identify them and to be able to use them. And eventually when we go and play our game, hopefully you'll be pretty good at the game. So why do you think it's important to know the parts of the sail? The sail is divided into a whole bunch of different categories. Why do you think that's important? Is there any sort of...
So you can operate it better.
So you can operate it better. Perfect. Yes. In order to operate the sail, there's a lot of fine-tuning and controls and stuff, and knowing what parts of the sail there are really helps you. It also helps you when you're rigging the sail because you can rig it in different ways, stuff like that. So okay, so there's a whole bunch of parts. What parts should we know about? So if you look at the sail, it's a triangle, right? So you've got the corners of the triangle, and then you've got the sides of the triangle. And so what parts do you think are important in the sail?
The sides.
The sides, yeah. Why? Why are the sides important?
Because you operate it using the sides of the sail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, what about the corners? Usually there's a lot of ropes attached to the corners, right? Why do you think that is?
So you can turn the sail.
So you can turn it, yes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can also pull the sail in different directions. For example, there's usually a rope at the top of the sail that pulls the sail up, right? Because you need something to pull the sail up, right? So it's important to know what part of the sail is what, so that you can rig it properly, so that you can trim it, so you can catch the wind. So we're going to be going over the parts of the sail. And the first part of the sail is this top part up here. Now, what do you guys think this is called? It's kind of obvious if you think about it.
The tip.
The tip, close. It's at the top though. Think about a person. What's at the top? The head. Surprisingly enough, this is called the head of the sail. Okay? So, not too hard. We've got the head. So, similarly, what do you think is along this bottom part? What do you think it's called? The foot. Exactly. There you go. So the head is the very top part of the sail. So that's where we're going to attach the main halyard, which is the rope that pulls it all the way up, right? The foot is the very bottom part, and it runs along this metal bar across the bottom. Does anyone know what that's called? The boom. Yes.
Raise your hand.
Yes, so the bottom part that runs along the sail is called the boom. An easy way to remember the boom is that it usually whacks people in the head, and that's why it's called the boom, and it can hurt. Okay, so we've got another metal pole going up along here. Anyone know what that's called? Big metal pole. Yes?
Mast.
The mast. Right. So we've got the mast and the boom, and those are the two metal poles that we've got, and they help keep the sail in its structure. Okay? So there's some other parts as well to the sail that are really important for sailors and for controlling the sail. When the sail is flapping a lot, you know when you let it go and you just see it flapping back and forth? That's called luffing. And the part that luffs the most is this part right along here. What do you think it's called? If it does most of the luffing. The luff. Perfect. It's called the luff. So when you're sailing and when you're trimming your sail and when you're trying to see how to trim your sail perfectly, if you see the luff start to flap back and forth, then you can say, ah, that's the luff. I need to trim my sail. And now there's another part out here. Does anyone know what this is called? This is probably not. This is the outer part. It's called the leech. Okay? And the leech also tells you a lot of important things about the sail and about how it works. Okay, so we've got all three sides now. We've got the three sides of the sail. We've got one corner. So all we have left is two other corners. Okay, you guys probably aren't familiar with them. So I'll tell you, this is the tack, and this is the clew. Okay, so the tack and the clew are really easy to confuse. So an easy way I have to remember is that the tack starts with the letter T, and the boom and the mast make a T here, right? They form a letter T because that's where they cross. So that's where the tack is. So these are your parts of the sail, okay? There's also other parts, like there's this rope right out at the clew that hauls the sail outward. What do you think it's called? Outrigger? Close. It's kind of simple. It pulls the sail out because then the sail can become flatter, right? So what's another word for pulling? Pulling, tugging maybe. What else? Haul. If you haul on something, right? So when you haul the sail out, it's called the out haul. Okay? So there's a rope out by the clew that's called the out haul. And that's really important because it pulls the sail out along the boom, so it can tug it further out and it can catch more wind. Now, there's one more part I'm going to tell you guys, and that's called the boom vang. And it's another little rope here, and that pulls the boom down. Okay? So these are the parts of the sail, and when we play our game, you guys are going to need to really know these parts. And so I'm just going to leave this here, and you guys can take a look at it. So, we're going to briefly review. We've got the head, that's at the top. We've got the foot, that goes along the bottom, right? We've got the leech that goes along the outside, and the luff, that's the part that flaps around a lot, is here on the inner side. You've got the tack and the clew. Remember, the tack is where the boom and the mast meet, and they form a T. That's how you remember it's the tack. Then you've got the clew, then you've got the out haul. That's the rope that pulls the sail out. And finally the boom vang, that attaches to the boom and pulls it down. Okay? So, now what we're going to do is we're going to play our game. So we can head over to our sail. Please try not to step on the sail. Okay, so we're going to go around to the sail. And what we're going to do is, so you're going to stand on the outside of the sail, and I'm going to read off a part of the sail. And then what you guys have to do is you have to go around the outside to that part of the sail as fast as you can. Okay? And the idea is to figure out which part of the sail you are at and then go to the part of the sail you're going to. So, for example, if I said head, everyone go to the head of the sail. Perfect. Okay, there you go. And you can see there I have a little Windex. That's also known as a wind indicator. That can go at the top of the mast there, and it helps you determine which direction the wind is coming from. Okay, if I said go to the foot of the sail. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to get a little tricky. Could everyone go to the luff? Okay. Good. You guys seem to know your stuff. What about the out haul? Where's the out haul? While we're going to the out haul, who can tell me what the out haul does? Anyone remember? Pulls the... Pulls the sail?
Pulls the sail.
Which way?
Out.
Out. Good. That's what the out haul does. Okay. If we were to go to the tack, where is the tack? Perfect. And how can we remember that that's the tack?
Why is there a hole in the sail with the tack?
Ah, that is for the Cunningham. So that pulls the sail down. It's kind of like the outhaul, except it pulls the sail towards the boat. So how can we remember that that's called the tack?
Forms a T with the mast.
Forms a T. So you can see we've got a little pocket here for the mast, and then the boom would go along the bottom. Okay, now we're going to get competitive. Okay, so we're going to play a game that I call Sail. The idea is I'm going to call it apart, and you have to get there as fast as you can.
That's kind of risky considering we're all trying not to step on the sail, not to follow the stage, and get there as fast as we can.
Okay.
Look at this slowly.
Just the idea is that you can go there slowly enough. Just make sure that you know exactly where you're going. Okay? So, and then you will get a letter if you are the last person there. S-A-I-L. Sail. Okay? So, good luck. Follow the others if you lose out. Okay, you guys ready? Everyone go to the mast. Mast. Go, go.
Push me!
There you go. Okay, everyone go to the clue. Jolene. Okay, everyone go to the leech. What's a leech? Okay, and the wind indicator. Where's the wind indicator? Perfect. Okay, the head. Go to the head. Oh, you guys are good. Go to the foot. Okay, does anyone remember where the boom vang is? Yes, the boom vang is right near the tack. And the last one we'll do is the luff. Everyone go to the luff. Great. Excellent. You guys seem to know where you are. Okay. You guys can go sit down again. Thank you very much. Okay. So, this is the parts of the sail. As I said, do you guys remember why it's important to know the parts of the sail? Is there any sort of reason? Why do we name different parts of the sail? This is
Why do we need them, or why
why do we have them?
So you know how to, well, we talked about knowing how to operate it, but also if you're on a crew and sailing a boat, it's good to have something to call different things to refer to.
For example, if someone said, oh, we've got a rip in the sail, you know, and the sail's huge, right? And so someone else might say, well, where's the rip? You could say, oh, the rip is near the leech, but slightly closer to the clue, near the bottom, right? So using diagrams like this can really help you sort of remember what parts of the sail are. And then you can also start remembering the different ropes, like we talked about the Cunningham, the boom vang, the outhaul. And these are all ropes that go to various parts of the sail. So that's about it. What's really important to get from this is that each part of the sail has its own specific purpose, and it can be used in a variety of ways. And if you know what they are, then it'll really help you when you're sailing, if you ever happen to be sailing, to know where they are and what they do.
Very good.
There you go. That's it.
Good stuff.
Awesome.